Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Miss Atira and today we are going to look at your Pulse 2 textbook, page 20. We are starting a new unit today, Unit 2, which is about literature. Literature means sastra. In Malay it's called sastra. Now these are the 4 things that we are going to do today. First, we are going to learn a few vocabulary or new words about literary genres. Sekejap lagi kita tengok apa benda literary genres ni. Okay, then second, we are going to listen to an audio and fill in the blanks about comments on books. Okay, listen and then jawab, isi tempat kosong. Third, we are going to look at a few definitions of the genres. Okay, daripada genre yang kita baru belajar ni, we look at the definitions. Tengok maksud dia. And last one, we will share about a book that we read. So kita share a bit je lah, simple, about a book that you dah baca. Okay? Now, first thing first. What exactly is literary genres? Literary genre means a category of writing or text. Okay, now maksudnya jenis sesuatu penulisan, like you read a book. The book can be something funny, it can be something sad, it can be something that happened in the past. Okay, so there are different types or category of writing. So we call this genre. Okay, so make sure you pronounce it properly. How do you say this? It's called genre. Okay. Now exercise 1, we are going to look at different genres of literatures. For example, the first one is a cookery book. This one, I think you can guess what it is from the word cook. It basically means like a recipe book. So a book that teaches you how to prepare a certain food. Second, we have a biography. A biography means a book about someone that is written by somebody else. For example, this one is a book on Tun Dr. Siti Hasmah. So it's about this person, but somebody else is writing it. Okay, orang lain yang tulis pasal Tun Dr. Siti Hasmah. Okay, so this is biography. And then we have autobiography. Okay, so autobiography means a book that's written by that person. A book about a person that's written by the same person. For example, this is Malala. Okay, look at the title, I Am Malala. This is a book about Malala, written by, dekat bawah ni, Malala Yousafzai, also written by her. Okay, for example, if your name is Alia, let's say, so you write a book about yourself, and the author, penulisnya, is also Alia, yourself. So we call it autobiography. Next, we have a travel guide. So let's look at the example. Here, a travel guide teaches you how to explore a certain place. Okay, for example, here, it teaches you how to spend your days in Rome, Italy. Okay, dia ajar you macam mana nak spend time dekat tempat baru. Second, you have poetry book. Now, poetry comes from the word poems. Okay, like sajak. So this is a book that contains poems. Buku yang mengandungi sajak sahaja. Okay, and then you have fairy tales. For example, here you have Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. So fairy tale involves melibatkan magical events, benda-benda magic. Like, you know, like all those fairy tales like Snow White, Cinderella. And then we have comic novel. For example, this one, All My Friends Are Dead by Avery Monson and Jory John. Okay, so this one, you need to understand there is a difference between comic novel and comic book. Okay, ada beza novel, comic, and buku komik. Now, comic novel here means a funny novel, something that involves comedy. Benda yang lawak-lawak, like novel yang lawak, you call it comic novel. Yang you selalu baca komik tu, it's called comic book or graphic novel. Okay, so ada beza. Next, you have historical novel. So historical novel talks about something that happens in the past, yang dah lepas. Okay, historical comes from the word history, sejarah. Next, you have science fiction novel. Science fiction novel talks about things that involve technology or space exploration, like anything scientific. Okay, for example, here we have about something about Frankenstein. Okay, so Frankenstein kan, you know, like this person does experiments on himself and dia hidupkan somebody else who is dead. Okay, so it involves experiments. So benda-benda scientific, you call it science fiction novel. Next, you have a detective novel. This one is very easy. Detective novel is a book where somebody in the book is solving a crime, menyelesaikan jenayah, like case jenayah. Like here, Sherlock Holmes. He's a very famous detective that solves interesting cases. Then we have romantic novel. This one is also very easy. Romantic novel is always about love story. Like this one, you have Pride and Prejudice. And then you have adventure story, where a character in the book does a lot of different things, go to different places. Okay, for example, this one, Gulliver's Travels. So Gulliver travels to this one place and help the people solve a lot of things at their place. Next, you have thriller novels or thriller books. Thriller ni, when you read it, there is a sense of suspense, right? You rasa tertanya-tanya. You always feel very curious about what's going to happen next. Contoh this one, Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. You always wonder what happens next. What happens next? Usually, this one involves danger. Okay, selalu berkisahkan something yang bahaya. Okay, so that's it. There are still a lot more genres out there, but for this page, for this unit, for now, we learn only those genres. Okay, so ada banyak lagi actually, but we learn only that for now. Okay, once that's done, let's look at exercise 2. It's listening. Okay, look at the instruction. It says listen and complete the comments with the correct genre. Okay, so jawapan dia akan jadi those genres that we have learned. Okay, you're going to listen. So this is a website, probably a bookstore website. Okay, so tengok this one. This week's bestsellers. Bestsellers means books that so many people have bought. Okay, yang paling banyak dibeli. Okay, so this section is about what the readers think. Apa pendapat dia punya pembaca. Okay, so these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 comments are opinions of the readers. Pendapat pembaca tu. Okay, so there are 6 different books. Let's listen to what they say and listen for the answers very carefully. Okay, and then you fill in the blanks. There are around 7 blanks altogether. So listen and fill in the blanks.
Unit 2. Vocabulary and Speaking. Literature. Exercise 2.
This week's bestsellers. What our readers think.
Life, Love and Texting. From the title, you'd think this was a romantic novel, but it's also a comic novel that really made me laugh. Vicky, 18.
My Side. I'm not a sports fan, but I really enjoyed this autobiography of David Beckham. I'm going to buy it for my dad now. Tom, 19.
Europe Essentials. This is a travel guide about some great places in Europe. There is information about lots of interesting things to see and do in Europe. Jess, 15.
Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. This is an adventure story about a very clever boy called Percy. Someone stole something very important from the Greek god Zeus. It's very exciting. Children aged 10 to 12 will enjoy it. Kate, 11.
Steve Jobs, the man who thought different. This biography tells the amazing life story of Steve Jobs. For technology lovers. Maisie, 17.
The Adventures of Sean Ryanis and the Impossible Chase. I really like this science fiction novel about exciting adventures in space. Buy it. Brad, 16.
Alright, so that's it. If you need to listen to it one more time, then you may listen to it one more time and fill in the blanks. Okay, dia cakap match the definition. Padankan the definition or the meanings. Okay, it says match the definitions with words from exercise 1. Disuruh padankan definition ni. So all these 5 sentences are definitions. Maksud. So dia nak suruh you write down the answers here, what kind of genre it is. Okay, for example, the first one, let's look at the first one. A story about trying to solve a crime. Buku atau cerita tentang cubaan untuk solve a crime, menyelesaikan jenayah. So what is it? Is it adventure story? Is it a detective novel? Is it a thriller? Which one? Second, a traditional story about magical events. Okay, so what is it that has magical events? Tadi teacher dah cakap something magical. So which one is it? Number 3, a book that helps you to make food. This one is very easy. Okay, I think it's the first one that I mentioned just now. What do you call a genre that helps you to make food? Okay, number 4, an exciting story often about danger or crime. Okay, for this part, it's actually the one that yang teacher cakap tadi that makes you feel very curious. Okay, that give you the sense of suspense. Okay, so what is it? Write down your answer. Then last one, a fiction book about people and events in the past. Okay, about people and events in the past. Mengenai orang dan kejadian-kejadian in the past, yang dah lepas. Okay, this one is also quite easy. So what is it? So I want you to copy the sentences and write down your answers dekat sebelah ni. Okay, this is the last exercise that we are going to do. It's exercise 5. It's about a book that you enjoyed reading. Buku yang you suka baca. Okay, now choose one book that you really enjoy reading and make notes. Tengok exercise 5 dia cakap make notes about a book you enjoyed reading. So choose one book and then you make notes about all these 5 things. Okay, so what is the title? You tell me the title and the author. Author means penulisnya, siapa. Okay, so write down the name of the author and write down the genre. If you don't know the genre, you're not sure, you can try and Google and see what do people say the genre of the book is. Right? And then you share at what age did you read it. And then last one, why you like it. Why is it a book that you enjoyed reading? Now let me give you one example. I choose Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Okay, so this is the cover of the book. Now let's see my notes about this book. Okay, we have the same thing, title, author, genre, age, and why I like it. Okay, the title is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The author is Roald Dahl. Genre, it can be fairy tale and it can be adventure. Sometimes a book can be more than one, can have more than one genre. Okay, so dia tak, kadang-kadang dia campur. Okay, like this one, it can be fairy tale or adventure. Okay, and age when I read it first when I was 13 years old. And then why do I like it? So I have 3 reasons, I think. Yeah. Okay, so first, it has an interesting plot. Jalan ceritanya menarik. Second, it is funny. And third, descriptions of characters or places are so specific that it's easy to imagine the whole story. Descriptions means explanation or elaboration, penerangan of characters or places, penerangan mengenai watak dan tempat-tempat in the book are so specific. Dia sangat spesifik. Dia explain satu-satu. Okay, it's easy to imagine the whole story. So when I read it, I can just imagine, oh, what kind of house do Charlie live in? What kind of boat do they ride on in the factory? Okay, so I want you to make your own notes about a book that you have read. Okay, and write down the title, the author, the genre, your age when you read it, and why you like it. That's all. Okay, so what you need to do for today's class is exercise 2, exercise 3, and exercise 5. Exercise 2, the listening just now, listening, you listen to the audio and fill in the blanks. Exercise 3, you match the definition. Maksud dah diberi. You just need to write down the genre. And last one just now is share about a book that you enjoyed reading. Okay, so that is all for today's class. If you have any question, you can comment below or ask me on our Telegram group. Thank you.